No agreement is better than a bad agreement, as correctly said by our External Affairs Minister in regard to Regional Comprehensive Economic Agreement, which is recently signed on 15th November 2020 by the 15 countries. Hey friends, I'm Shweta Goyal and welcome back to my channel Easy Economics. Our today's topic is to discuss all the details about this agreement. So let's get started. So first, let's see what is exactly this RCEP means or what it actually represents. So basically, it is an agreement of to form a trade bloc of 15 countries in which 10 South Asian countries plus Japan, China, South Korea, Australia and New Zealand. These 15 countries have signed this agreement. Originally, India was also a part of this agreement. It means India also started the negotiation, but in 2020, India decided to remain out of this agreement. So we have 15 countries in this agreement now. After that, this agreement was proposed in 2011 in Asian Summit in Bali, and they started negotiating this agreement in 2012 in Cambodia. After that, they finalized this agreement and closed it on November 15, 2020 at Virtual Asian Summit, which was hosted by the Vietnam. So this was the basic detail about the Regional Comprehensive Economic Agreement. Now let's study why this agreement is important, because this agreement or this trade bloc will be consisting 30% of world population, that is 2.2 billion people. It means these 15 countries actually represents the 30% of world population, which is a one third of world population, which is a very greater number. And after that, this also contains 30% of global GDP, that is $26.2 trillion. It means this is representing one third of world GDP. It make it may this make it a biggest trade bloc of the world. After that, it also aims to create an integrated market in which a variety of goods and services will be available across these region in each and every country. And how this is going to do that? By lowering the tariff in each country. So this is the objective. This is the significance of RCEP, and this is the whole about what RCEP is. Now let's study this in the context of India and why India decided to remain out of this. Another statement given by our External Affairs Minister is that for a rising economy, you have to be economically strong, and in the process of being economically strong, you have to develop your domestic capacity, and this process doesn't make you anti national. This is the stand which India took in deciding to opt out of the Regional Comprehensive Economic Agreement, because India has its own issue which it wasn't able to solve with the RCEP countries, and hence it decided to remain out of the RCEP for the time being. But the negotiation is open for India and India can join it at any time. This statement is given by various RCEP countries. So let's first just study what were the issue due to which India decided to remain out of the RCEP. So first issue was the trade deficit or unfavorable trade balance of India with the RCEP countries, the 15 countries. This table I have taken from the Indian Express article. What this table shows, India's trade deficit or India's trade balance in the year of 2018 and 19 with few countries, with all of the 15 countries. If I take ASEAN, 10 countries in a single group as an ASEAN group, Then in 2018, India had the trade deficit of 21.85 billion, and in 2019, India had the deficit of 23.82 billion, which is a huge amount. But if you take the case of China, even the amount more than the double of this number, 53.58 billion trade deficit of India with China in 2018, and 2019 it was 48.65 billion. Similarly, with South Korea, Japan, New Zealand, and Australia, with all these countries, we have trade deficits. It means out of 15 RCEP countries, we have trade deficits with 11 of them. So, this makes the RCEP unfavorable for India, because India is already having trade deficit with these countries. So, if more access will be given to them, then this is going to increase the trade deficit. So India is renegotiating their free trade agreements with these countries already to reduce their trade deficit and to increase the Indian presence in the foreign market. So that's the one reason. Now the second reason was the lack factor is lack of consensus on rule of origin. This was the main issue because of the China factor, because with China we have already a huge trade deficit of 54 billion. So to avoid it, the consensus on rules of origin wasn't developed with the RCEP, so India decided to just quit from the RCEP, because China can promote its import via other countries and rules of origin wouldn't be there. So we won't be able to identify if this is coming from China or from some other country. So that's the one reason. Now another reason is to protect the domestic industries like agriculture and dairy sector from the New Zealand and Australia, because they have competitive advantage in agriculture and dairy sector, because these are the agrarian economy. So to protect them, we just decided to left RCEP. Other than this, this will force India, this RCEP will force India to give access to Indian sensitive sectors to other countries. Like India offered our sensitive sector access to few countries by being after being a part of this RCEP agreement. We have to give the access to other countries also. So this will affect our strategical so this will affect our security, and this is a question. So these one more thing is to give the advantage our services sector. That's also one of the reason we have decided to not be in a part of this. So these are the 4 to 5 reasons due to which India decided to just not to join it. Now let's study what are the challenges of not join the RCEP for India. First, India will lose out the large market. Obviously, the market of 30% of world's GDP, India will not have the access of that. So this is the one cost. Second one is it will affect the India's Act East policy also, because the countries in the agreement in the trade bloc will be prefer each other first rather than the countries out of the bloc. So India is out of the bloc for the time being, so they will be considering the countries within the bloc rather than the countries out of the bloc, so their preferences may affect, and due to this India's Act East policy may affect. The third reason is the China influence. This will strengthen the China's position economically, strategically in the Indo-Pacific or Asia-Pacific region. So this will increase the China's influence, and due to this strengthening of China's influence, this can also affect India and its neighborhood relation, because China can make good relation with India's neighbor, and this can affect our security directly or indirectly. Now these are the some challenges. Now what are the way forward? So India can join it in the future. The possibilities are open. जब भी हमारी वो negotiation they will accept, we can join it anytime in the future. They have also decided to given the status of observer to India. If India will give in writing that it is willing to join it in the future, then they can attend the RC. Then India can attend the RCEP meeting as an observer state. Other than this, India is also exploring other alternatives. India is also renegotiating its trade agreements with New Zealand, Australia, etc. And it is also exploring other countries like US, EU, European Union, etc. So these were the whole details about the regional comprehensive economic agreement. I have covered each and every point. If you still have any doubt, you can post it in the comment section or you can email me. So this was all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day. And please subscribe my channel if you haven't done yet. Thank you.